Rich.
Guys. Who's watching Snapped?
Who?
What?
Sounds like someone's watching murder cases.
You are not alone.
Oh no, I'm running the intro.
This is the Resistance.
What's up, everyone? This is Tin Man with the Resistance. If you're watching this, you are the Resistance. And who do we got today? We got me, we got Tommy Bird, King Cole, Grandmaster Revan. Okay, so where are we going to start off today, guys? There's a lot to talk about, a lot going on this week. A lot of crazy shit. Where do we want to start?
I say we all mark our calendars for 2018 because I think that's the end of Antifa.
Okay. So, Tommy Bird lives in South Dakota, or he's going to be moving back to South Dakota. Grandmaster Robin, fill Tommy Bird in on this.
All right, Tommy Bird. Hey, man. Antifa has marched 2018 to protest Sturgis Bike Week.
You mean their Sturgis rally?
Yeah, the rally. And they got it all set up. They're going to Sturgis in 2018, and it looks like this might be the end of Antifa.
Really?
Interesting.
Yep.
That's
got
pretty
it.
interesting.
They got it all set up for next year, and I talked to a neighbor of mine, and he says that they will not last. The bikers are armed with a lot of shit, and Antifa needs to watch out.
Wow.
You got the Hells Angels, the Mongols, the Outlaws, the Banditos, and the list goes on and on and on. And Antifa needs a big, big diaper.
So you're a fan of those biker gangs, huh?
Yep.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of bikers in South Dakota. A lot. There's so many people that freaking got killed or somebody that died, like almost every year.
Wow. It's almost like being back in Hemet, isn't it?
Almost. I actually met one of the Hells Angels. You don't mess with them, man.
Yeah.
No idea.
We won't get into dynamics. Okay. So, I want to talk about something. Now, we've all seen the video.
Yeah.
That music video where they were hanging a kid. What's everybody's thoughts on this? A lot of people are in an uproar about this. What are your guys' thoughts?
Poor taste.
Poor taste.
Big time. Yeah, poor taste.
Cole, your thoughts?
I haven't seen the video you're talking about.
Okay, well, there's this rapper. He made a music video, and one of the scenes in particular that they're focusing on is when the rapper put a noose around the neck of this little white boy and strung him up. Now, there are many
I'd
other
say it's
hangings
probably
that took
just
place
as bad
in the
as some of the black people getting hung, so it's not good.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of hangings that took place in the music video. It was pretty screwy, but Tommy, what are your thoughts? I know you're proud to have seen it.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's up here in controversy with Madonna's video.
What did Madonna do?
You're breaking up, Chris.
The The one where she is at a church and she kisses the feet of the black Jesus guy back in the day.
Wow.
And
these
it was
celebrities
so
do
bad.
anything.
It was so bad that Pepsi cast a contract with her, and the Pope got pissed.
What?
Yep.
What's wrong with the black Jesus?
No,
Because it's not Santa
this
Christ.
Huh?
I've seen the video. I mean, it's not too bad, but when they got the Catholic Church on your ass, and then all of a sudden Pepsi decides to share the contract. I mean, all music has a little bit of controversy in it.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, this is not the first time that children have been hung in media.
I banished Kai.
I've got 2 movies in my collection that feature child hangings. Anybody care to guess what these movies are? 2 movies that feature child hangings.
The one movie I can think of is a documentary called Faces of Death.
No, we're talking mainstream movies. We're not talking about documentaries. We're talking about entertainment-only movies.
Oh, so it's not one of your snuff films?
No. Hey, I don't know who released those on the internet, but I demand my royalties. Check this out. First movie in question. Sweeney Todd. The judge sentenced a little kid to hang by the neck. And then, of course, this comes as no surprise, a fucking Disney movie. Pirates of the Caribbean 3. Right at the beginning of the movie, lining motherfuckers up for mass hangings, one of which was a child. So are we really that surprised?
It's not that big of a deal to me, dude. It's just fucking Hollywood.
Yeah, it's Hollywood bullshit. I wanted to throw it out there, get everybody's opinion, since, you know, it's one of those topics you have to cover because it's a hot
I'll
button.
come back, guys. The back person's on for a little bit. I'll come back then.
You'll be back?
There's some I mean, holy shit, dude. Oh, hold on. I want the Dollar General. Well, there is this book signing at a reporter bought a book of Hillary Clinton and went to get it signed, and she started to ask questions to Hillary, like what happened with, you know, Seth Rich and Benghazi, all that other shit, and the list goes on and on and on.
Okay.
All hell broke loose.
Okay, elaborate.
And security hit.
Where are you going?
Away from this internet feed.
Yeah, hey, Grandma's Furman, whatever you were doing, stop.
I mean, it was just insane, dude.
What happened? You're walking down the street, your internet's cutting out.
Well, a reporter bought a book,
From
Hillary's book,
and started
and
questioning
was
her
to get it
about.
signed.
Okay. And
Well,
she went and questioned her about
well,
the
the whole
body count?
thing. Yeah, well, the whole thing is that she wanted to ask questions because the book's titled "What Happened."
Okay.
and the book got horrible numbers in sales. I mean, nobody. I mean, this book was like crap from. You wouldn't believe, man. So now Hillary might be selling some books at Costco. Buy a gallon of milk.
Wow.
And then it's the only thing. Bill Clinton is pissed at Hillary.
Oh? For what?
Well, he was sidelined by John Podesta, her campaign guy. Because Bill Clinton knows about running for president. I mean, he served 2 terms, 8 years, and shit.
Yeah.
And Hillary doesn't know anything about running for president because, I mean, she never been president or even.
Yeah. Well, she knows about campaigning, but, because she did campaign with her husband, and she's campaigned twice. So she does know a little bit about that. I will give her credit on that. She does not know anything about being president, I'm sure, because the roles of president and first lady are substantially different, which is something I've always been curious about. How would that work? There are duties specifically assigned to the first lady. Now, if the roles are reversed and the first lady is now the first man and the wife is the president, how exactly is that going to work with the responsibilities of what is essentially the duties of the first lady? Especially if Bill Clinton is the first man.
I don't know.
I mean, that would be a really interesting situation.
But the thing is, he was pissed because he wanted to campaign with her, because kind of help out and stuff like that. And I mean, he was literally pissed at her, big time.
Oh, sure.
I mean, if I was Bill Clinton, I would be angry too. I mean, come on, think about it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a partnership. You do everything together, right? At least theologically. Cole, what do you think? What do you want
I don't like Hillary Clinton, so I don't give a fuck with that bitch. I'm happy she lost, but at the same time, I really wish Donald Trump wouldn't have won. I wish there would have been better candidates, because fucking all the candidates were shit. It was like choosing between a kid taco and a kid salmon.
Yeah, well, we did have many other candidates, and I'm not opposed to a woman being president. In fact, I think that would be great if we had a woman president. I just don't think that president should be Hillary fucking Clinton.
Yeah, I didn't like.
Well, the thing was, she was the wrong woman, wrong time.
Yep.
And in her book.
I'm sorry, but no matter what time it is, she always gonna be the wrong woman.
Yeah.
Sorry, you are not qualified for this job.
Well, she got caught too many times lying and shit.
Yeah,
it was the Benghazi incident, which was pretty bad. She failed to provide security, and then when she did that Bosnia shit, that she got out of the helicopter and she was receiving sniper fire and all this shit.
Hello.
When the video came out, there was nothing like that ever happened.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a bad track record all the way back to the Nixon era. I mean, there's no coming back from that.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, the thing is, she blamed everybody for her loss.
Yeah. Try blaming yourself.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, she blamed everybody. I mean, everybody.
I don't think Trump's that much better, though. I see him blaming a lot of people, too, for the shit that he's done.
Well, the only thing is that Trump ain't got blood on his hands like Hillary does.
You're right about. Well, actually, that's not true. Recently, there was his first. I guess it's not corrupt blood though. Like it was an honest mistake. Which I guess Hillary, she could say the same thing for her, but there's a lot of evidence that points to some.
From what?
Very
I hate my internet.
some bystanders or some shit like that.
Damn.
But every president's got blood on their hands, man. It's unavoidable.
Yeah. I mean, like I've always said, he is our president. I want him to do what is right by the American people. I want him to do a good job. I don't want him to crash the plane that I'm on.
No. Just hope that don't happen.
He may not be my first choice for a president, but, he definitely wasn't the worst choice either. Like him or hate him, he is our president. Let's push this motherfucker in the right direction.
Me too.
Speaking about people going in the wrong direction, let's talk some about Alex Jones. First of all, Colt, did you get to see the Mr. Giggles video?
I just seen it. It was pretty cool. That's cool.
Yeah, Grandmaster Revan, he couldn't stop laughing. He's been laughing all fucking week about that thing.
That's pretty cool.
And what are you doing, Grandmaster Revan? Really? We went all the way to Dollar General for a thing of Pepsi. That is fucking awesome. Pepsi better pay you big for that one.
Yeah, I need it, man.
Are you in the store right now?
Yeah, he's at Dollar General, man.
That's funny.
The Slurpee machine is right next to the booby magazines.
Are you in California? Where are you at there, Grandmaster? What state, though? What state are you in?
What state are you in?
Nah.
He's like, I played the 5th.
Alright, huh?
Say if he's in California, he can go get those dogs or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll figure something out with Genevieve. We'll get her sorted out. I always do.
I want to take one back, yeah.
I need a boy.
Did you just say he wants a Tic Tac and a Big Mac? I just got a dirty look.
Tell
Tell
her you want a BJ. Tell her you want a BJ.
Daryl, where's Genevieve when we need her, man? We need to bust her chops.
Can she hear me saying that?
No, she'll probably watch the video later, but. Oh, you're talking about the chick at the register?
The store clerk, yeah. Tell the store clerk you want a BJ, Grandmaster.
Huh?
Tell the store clerk lady you want a BJ.
A what? Nah.
BJ.
You should go
I'll
in.
get that when my girlfriend comes. I'll get that when my girlfriend comes to California, dude.
Oh,
You
you are in California?
You should go to Walmart and
Yeah.
call for customer assistance and then ask them if they have an erection.
Actually, I did that about 10 years ago.
Yeah, when South Park first did that stunt. Do you carry an erection? Do you have an erection?
I bought the movie South Park bigger and
Bigger, longer, and uncut.
Things. Yeah, and my son saw it. He was about about 4 or 5 years old, and That's his favorite. His favorite movie.
Oh, nice.
And I gave it to him when it was 10.
About the time I started watching it. That was when it first came out. I don't want to see your mouth, Cole. Don't eat me! Alright. So Alex Jones, let's talk shit on that motherfucker. Mr. Giggles already made fun of the Rainbow Snatch thing. What can we really say about the guy that hasn't been said a million times before?
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, the whole thing. What Alex Jones did with the Rainbow Snatch thing. I'm gonna say it again. I agree with John Connor. It is a ripoff from Mr. Giggles.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that Alex Jones is trolling YouTube and shit.
Oh, he probably is.
Fine. I mean, if you look at ANTV with Christopher Green, he has that motto of hard hitting and in your face. Then all of a sudden, Bill O'Reilly picked it up.
Yep.
And ANTV trademarked that ending motto. And I guess Bill O'Reilly can't get it no more because he got fired from Fox News.
True.
You guys hear about Eric Boiling?
Who? Oh yeah, he got fired from doing a dick pic, and 2, his son died.
Yeah.
Sorry, but didn't we learn our lesson from Wiener? Don't show pictures of your wiener.
That guy's gone, man. I mean that guy's gone.
He pops up every now and again, and it's always Wiener is showing somebody pictures of his wiener.
Well, the thing is, he ran for mayor of New York, and he seems to cannot keep it in his pants, or whatever we call it. I'll call it.
Nice tattoo.
And
Yeah.
Let's see.
he says it's a lie. It's a lie. No, dude. I mean, this guy is a serial pedophile. I mean, come on now.
That's an interesting tattoo. It's like the McDonald's Moon Man is gonna eat a person.
I got one on my ass called Tits Rule.
Hey, at least you don't have a tattoo of a butt with a tattoo of a butt on your butt.
No, I know. I got drunk one night, and my son's mom put Tits Rule on my ass.
Nice.
My ass cheek.
Yeah.
And
Did you guys hear? Tits are racist now.
What about I mean,
what about a black woman's
saw
tits? Are those
yesterday-
racist too?
this guy on CNN. Shit. This guy went out to CNN, and he says 2 things that never failed with him: the First Amendment and boobs.
Yep. So boobs are apparently racist now. I'm not sure how that makes boobs racist.
It's the news, man. It was unprofessional for the news players.
I think it's just funny. It's just one big spectacle anymore. You know, that's why I have a problem with Alex Jones so much. You know, he's supposed to be the front runner of the resistance. Mr. Front Runner in the trenches.
He's not, dude. He's not, man. He's not.
What?
He just
Well, here's the thing. He's talking about this information war.
not.
But he's not fighting for freedom of information. Okay, we got the First Amendment being suppressed, our right to free speech and assembly being suppressed. our right to voice our opinions online is being suppressed, where monetization is being targeted and all this shit. What does Alex Jones do? He goes and makes a jackass of himself in the lobbies of Google's corporate offices. Instead of doing the smart thing and filing a class action lawsuit for violation of constitutional liberties. Okay? That is something he should have been doing. And if advertisers don't want to be associated with people like us, okay, this guy's got plenty of advertisers. Why didn't he suggest to some of his advertiser buddies, some of his sponsors, and say, hey, support these other communities. Support us on YouTube. And by proxy, they'd associate it with everybody. Because it's one big fucking pot.
What caused it all was this fucking idiot from the Washington Post. No. The Wall Street Journal. And told YouTube to ban or demonetize these videos on YouTube because it's not advertiser friendly, but also he talked into a few networks to pull out their ads and shit.
Yeah, but then this is a good point that Mark Dice brought up. I'm not a fan of Mark Dice, but he did bring up a good point. So I got to give the credit where credit's due, though it probably wasn't even him that originally said it. It's that advertisers are saying, "Oh well, this person's videos isn't advertiser friendly, or that video isn't advertiser friendly, but we're gonna put our ads all over this rapper's video who's hanging little kids. That's advertiser friendly. Yet videos like what we're talking about here, discussing real world issues, that's not advertiser friendly. Okay, we're not threatening anybody's life. We're not propagating terrorism. We're not even talking conspiracy theory. We're just talking about real world facts that's already in the fucking news that everybody's already talking about, including the mainstream media.
Here's known fact. It's one of the reasons why I will not monetize my videos.
I'll tell you right now, I don't care who's got monetization on their videos. I don't think it's a big deal what you put on YouTube, but I've had so many of my videos flagged down. I've lost too many channels. I really wish somehow or another Alex Jones would get his fucking channel flagged down, because that's his foothold right there. I mean, that's his. He's got his foot in the door with that fucker, and he always has. If someone could flag down that fucking channel, that would take away so much revenue for him.
Oh yeah, I mean he gets buco fucking revenue, and he says, "Oh well, the activist community is getting hurt." I'm like, yeah, the activist community is getting hurt, but he sure as hell ain't. It ain't hurting his revenue stream. I mean, he's got advertisers on his radio show and his website. He's got people who will still advertise on his YouTube channel.
Yeah, but his YouTube channel is where all the traffic comes in. If someone could get that shit shut down, I wish I could false flag the shit out of it, dude. I hate that fucker. I wish I could take it from him.
Well, it's like I was saying, if he was doing legitimate activism, that'd be one thing. Like, you know, he sits there and goes down to Google's headquarters and makes a fucking spectacle of himself in the lobby. You know, why not get a lawyer and file a class action lawsuit to where every activist can get involved for violation of freedom of speech and suppression of our free liberties in regards to this matter?
Did he get flagged or what? What happened to him? What happened to him? Did he get flagged? Did he get a strike? Or did he just get his AdSense taken away?
I don't know.
Look at the Young Turks. Can't touch them.
Uh-huh.
Well, they're a lot more professional than Alex Jones as far as I'm concerned.
Well, the thing is, they've changed, man. I mean, like, before, I watch videos every day, man, like about every single day, and It wasn't until the election that they started to turn and sell out and shit.
I noticed that. It all coincides. I think it's all part of the fucking game. You know, I do agree with Cole that I don't think that Trump is really on the side of the American people. I've suspected this for a while. I try to give benefit of the doubt at first, but as time goes by, just like with Obama, you know, you give them enough rope to either hang themselves or build a bridge. And at this point, it does seem that in many regards, Trump is doing a little bit of both. You know, maybe he's going to build a bridge and then hang himself from it. I don't know.
Building a wall, then he's going to hang himself from it.
I'm still waiting to see that wall. Like Mexico's got to fucking pay for it all. They can't even pay their own fucking people.
Dude, it's a waste of money. People can tunnel underneath that shit. It's fucking retarded.
Well, you got to figure 20% come over from the ocean. 40% come over via airplane. That means that 40% actually cross the border. You're only eliminating 40% of the actual problem as far as illegal immigration and migration is concerned. You wouldn't really be putting too much of a dent. You're not even hitting 50%. Okay, you're only hitting on average about 40%.
I know you guys don't like Hispanics coming over and taking the lower class jobs or whatever, but I frankly don't give a fuck.
It's not even Hispanics. I don't care whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Cuban, Puerto Rican, Canadian. I don't care where the fuck you came from. There's a little thing called process and procedure. Like we discussed the last time around, there are certain rules and procedures put in place to establish the level of equality, which is what is supposed to be the foundation of this country and civil rights and all that, is equal opportunity for everybody. And if somebody has the right to cut corners and get a job, but yet I can't, I have to fucking have an ID, a driver's license, a social security card, a high school diploma, and all this shit. I have to have all these things, but somebody who can't even freaking speak English can come over here and get a job as a superintendent on a project. You know, so for example, I'll give you guys a good example of what I'm talking about here. When I was a trailer guard, I also doubled as an apprentice electrician. And I was actually working under a supervisor on this site. I will not name the name of the company of the site who was producing the site or the electrical company who I was subcontracting for. But I was working under a guy who was essentially my supervisor who could not speak a word of fucking English. He was admittedly from Mexico, a non-citizen, but yet he had a supervisor position under the table, and he couldn't even speak a word of English. And yet, the vast majority of the people that were under him were Americans who spoke only English, but were under this guy who couldn't give directions to save his life. But yet, he was a supervisor. And I'm like, okay, there are people who are qualified, certified electricians who can speak English that are more qualified than this guy, but yet this guy gets the job because you don't have to have a paper trail on.
They're hiding it.
Yeah, I mean, then a lot of companies do that because with companies like electricians, you have to have insurance. Aside from, tax IDs, corporate insurance for your employees, whatever the standardized wage is. Whereas with illegal immigrants, regardless of where they're from, can come to work. They don't have to have a tax ID. They don't have to be taxed. The companies don't have to take out insurance on them.
Taxes are bullshit anyways. Nobody should have to pay.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about from a business standpoint here. You know, you're talking about foregoing all of these extra expenses because taxes on an employee, insurance on an employee, standard wages, that adds up. You're probably looking at maybe $37 an hour on average for all of these expenses versus paying somebody under the table $4 an hour.
Sounds to me you're a little jealous that they figured out the loophole.
Well, the thing is, it's not even a loophole. It's just cheating the system. And, you know, why should I have to go and play by the rules, but somebody else doesn't have to? If I were to
Don't
break
play
the
by the
rules,
rules.
it'd be a fucking dick in my ass and I'd go to jail.
Nah.
Well, back in the day when my grandparents came to this country, it was cheap. It was cheap back in the day to become a citizen,
Yeah.
and it didn't cost very much to follow paperwork and follow paperwork and everything.
Yeah, well, it's even not that expensive now. I mean, I actually know somebody, my ex-girlfriend, who she married a Hispanic man from Mexico. Sponsored him and everything. He is now a legal citizen. And it didn't cost them virtually anything outside of the traditional wedding costs, which they were in love and wanted to get married anyway. And all she had to do was agree to be a sponsor for him for 7 years. Okay? And they got married. Bada bing, bada boom. He's an American citizen now.
6 or 7 years for you to become a legal citizen.
Yeah, but still, at which point he is allowed to work in the United States. He essentially has citizenship and has the same rights, liberties, and privileges that every other American citizen has. But he has to be sponsored on paper. That's all it is. All it is her saying, yep, he's my husband, he can be here. That's literally all it is. And he is, for all intents and purposes, a citizen. And 7 years can go by pretty fast.
Right. But I don't see the big deal. I think they should just get rid of all these fucking rules, man. There's too many rules and laws.
Well, there are a lot of needless rules and laws. So nobody will argue that. You know, some things are put in place to protect us. And, you know, if we're going to be separate countries, you know, there has to be borders, rules, and boundaries. Otherwise, why not just do away with countries and all that shit and just be a one world governing body?
So I always said a one world order wouldn't be that bad if it was like a sea of consciousness that was ruled by the people opposed to a tyrannical government. I don't think that would be too bad. Like, this is all on our earth, we all share it and whatnot. I don't like these state law boundaries, fucking territory shit. It's like God's land, man. It's not fucking the government's land.
Yeah, people want to put up their borders and their walls. And, you know, if you're going to have a country and you guys can't agree on all ideologies, and that's where I think the biggest problem and where borders and everything come into play is because so many people are different. You have to have a Muslim nation. You have to have an Asian nation. You have to have an African nation. And you have to have at least one nation that's a fucking melting pot for everybody to go, hey, let's all dance together naked in this big bowl. Which is essentially the United States. You know, you gotta have all of that, I think, because everybody, unfortunately, and we see it in the United States, people can't even get along on basic shit. You're freaking divided on stupid shit like religious ideologies, the color of your skin, the country of your origin, the language you speak. You know, stupid shit dividing the people where it shouldn't. And people just can't get past their fucking ignorance. So, maybe these borders are a result of that. And until humanity can get past its prejudice.
Even if we try to resolve, it wouldn't last very long. Anyway, I mean, even if we tried to resolve, I mean, even if you try your hardest to get things resolved, it will not last because there are people that don't want it to be resolved. I mean, it's over arrogance and ego.
Well, look at the Book of Mormon. I'm sure you've read it. You used to be LDS.
Yeah.
Third Nephi. Yeah. After Christ left, there was 300 years of peace and prosperity in the land. Everybody was getting along. There was no bullshit. A few contentions here and there as generations went by. But after 300 years, everything went to fucking shit. Even God, who fucking set up fucking peace and everything, it fell apart after 300 years because, man, it's just like, I want to fuck off.
I would love to find a solution to almost everything, but just trying to get the solution to resolve the bullshit, resolve every goddamn thing, that's what's making us divided, no matter if it's religious, racial, political, whatever you want to call it. It will be a difficult thing to do. I would love a solution to solve the problem, to solve the matter, but there's people out there that don't want it fixed. I mean, that's like...
I don't think it's a matter of people don't want it fixed. I think it's a matter of people want it fixed their way. You have this ideology who wants it to be this way. You've got the anarchists who say that it should be no society. You got people who say that the United States government needs to be restored to its original 1776 parameters. You got people who say that there should be a one world governmental system. You got people who say there should be no government. You got people who say that Muslim theology should be the universal religion and law. You got people who say that Christianity should be the universal law and theology. Okay? Too many people, too many conflicting sides just going, it's my way or the fucking highway, and nobody is willing to fucking compromise.
We need to come on a common ground. I mean, no matter what it is, really.
Well,
it will be hard to do, but it needs to happen. I mean, get rid of the arrogance and the ignorant fuckers, and find a common peaceful ground where we can have a civil conversation.
Well, that's why the Worldwide Resistance Network comes in.
I like the immigrants. I don't give a fuck.
Well, here's the thing. There can be a compromise had. It's a matter of at what point are people willing to compromise. And there's always going to have to be compromise. It's not going to be one person's way or the other, unfortunately. And that's where the Worldwide Resistance Network comes in. That's why the Worldwide Resistance Network was created. Because we knew that all these activists were going to pop up and everybody was going to have their own ideas of what they think the world should be and how things should go. And not everybody was going to agree. You can bet that the globalists anticipated this as well, and that's what gave them cutting edge. But this is where the Worldwide Resistance Network comes in, is because we are the neutral platform where we're going to say, okay, we have all of these ideas. Let's pick each other's brains, first fix the problem, and then figure out what we want to replace after the fact. Let's eliminate the troublemakers let's get the bugs out of the house. Let's get the termites out of the house before we decide how we're going to rebuild the house. Everybody's
Who
too
are the termites?
Huh?
Who are the termites?
Well, that depends on your perspective. Me personally, I like to think of it this way. If you really want to know who the troublemakers are, who stands to gain from it? Those with the
I think
money,
all the
power, and
Freemasons.
influence who stand to benefit from it.
Yeah, Freemasons are the termites.
Yeah.
Get rid of all these Freemasons.
Well, here's the thing, like low-level Freemasons, I highly doubt they have much more information and any more standing on this than you or I at this point.
Yeah, but even the low-level ones are all like little future pet do-gooder spoiled brats.
I'm sure.
Yeah, they're nothing more than a little bunch of fucking pizza magatas and shit.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't think it really has as much to do with secret societies as a lot of people believe. I think it is simply, as I've stated many times before, it's the people who hold the majority of the wealth and the power on this planet. When you're at the top of the ladder, you're going to do anything you can to not only gain more power, money, and control, but you're going to do everything you can to secure your position. When you're 1%, you've got 7 billion people under you gunning for your position. You've got a fucking bullseye on your back. 1% versus 99%, or even 2% versus 98%. That's not very good. That's not very good odds for the 1 to 2% at the top of the ladder, who are shitting themselves, looking at all of humanity coming after them, going, "Hey, we want a cut of this fucking pie at the very least." These people are fucking scared shitless. So whether they're integrated in secret societies, which I'm sure they probably are and do their occultic bullshit because they're a bunch of sick fucks. But I think what it really comes down to is just they want to maintain their position at the top of the ladder and continue to accumulate money, power, and resources while keeping the rest of humanity at bay. I think that's what it really comes down to. I mean, and you can kill the 13 families. You can kill all these motherfuckers. And you can see what happens when the dust settles. Will that fix the problem? I don't know. Because there's always going to be somebody else who's equally corrupt who will take that spot at the top of the ladder and go, "Look at me, now I'm top dog, you're all fucked." I really couldn't begin to tell you what needs to be done in order to weed out the termites.
There's a new app lets people tattle on detective drivers for cash.
What?
Yeah, it's by the Drive. I'm gonna read it real quick. Let's get it out of the way. Texting and driving is bad. Okay, so bad. In fact, that a new startup is encouraging those on the road around you to pick up their phones, assuming they're a passenger, and submit a short video clip of their wrongdoing to it for cash. Text a Ticket is a new startup based out of San Francisco, California, up north. It was formed when a group of friends were crossing the street and were nearly hit by a car who was distracted by their phone and nearly ended their life. After several days of debating, the group decided to build a platform to help protect other individuals from cars on the road.
Huh.
Its goal is to simply cut out on tasks that constitutes distracted driving, mainly, but definitively not limited to text while driving, or the use of by a new mobile app that earns you text while driving by the use of a new app mobile app that earns everyone involved, except for the detective drivers, a bit of cash. They get paid.
Oh, just like freaking the DARE program used to tell kids, hey, tattle on your parents, tattle on your neighbors, and we'll give you money.
The entire idea of the platform revolved around other people on the road using this app while in the passenger seat of a moving vehicle. The user captured a short video of the driver detected and uploads it to Text to Ticket, which is the name of the app. The video is reviewed and submitted to police, and then the user received a monetary reward for outing the offender.
Huh.
Like, what do we even have cops for? If they're not going to do their job, we're just going to have the American citizens do it for them.
Well, at which point I'm not necessarily against this ticket program. If this can get cops off the street and keep them in the fucking piggy station where they
Check this
belong,
out. Check this out.
more power.
My son and I were leaving LA to come back to Fresno. We left Oklahoma to go back home, and just left the LA bus station. Okay, there were about 3 or 4 people on their phones, texting, talking on the phone, and not watching what the hell they're going. And I think this is a good thing, because you're not supposed to text or talk on the phone while driving.
Yeah, and here in Tennessee, we don't have any legislation regarding texting while driving. You can legally text while driving, and it's no fucking problem.
I can understand wearing an earpiece in your ear while driving, because basically your hands are on the wheel and you're wearing an earpiece.
Yeah.
I think it's better.
Yeah, and
But
you got phone-activated systems on your phone. So why do you need to sit there, click, 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 all fucking day? Huh?
You know what, Grandmaster and Chris, I think, after thinking about it, you guys are probably right. It's not that bad of a thing. I remember hearing the see something, do something thing with Jenny Napolitano. It was a little bit annoying to me, but as long as it's see something, do something right then and there, like actually record it instead of just possibly making some shit up or exaggerating some shit to get somebody in trouble.
Huh.
As long as it's a legitimate thing and they're really breaking the law, then it's probably not that bad of a deal.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the idea is you want to be safe on the road.
Yeah.
Watch where you're going. Put your phone down. Wear an earpiece, because as long as you do that and get your hands on both hands on the wheel, and you're driving, you're good.
Yeah.
But check your phone while driving, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Well, it brings into the question how many people are going to get in a wreck trying to record these people so that they can get that money.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to present a factor in itself. I was thinking about that as well. Thank you for bringing that up, Cole. That is going to be something that's going to be a factor, because you're going to have drivers who are going to be fucking scoping around trying to catch people.
Yeah.
While they're breaking the law themselves. It's like, I'm going to record you recording me. Like, what the fuck?
Maybe
I think it presents the risk of being another Pokemon Go. Is what it essentially is running the risk of becoming, is another Pokemon Go.
Right.
My son plays that Pokemon Go on his phone. he'll before he moved to Lemoore, he would go for walks and he'd be on his phone playing Pokemon Go and shit. And the one thing that bugs me is you got these people who are crossing the road, not realizing, wow, Pokemon. All of a sudden,
Yep.
I think it's a good thing, for one thing, that getting exercise while you're walking, looking for imaginary turds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But also, you have to make sure when you're playing Pokemon Go, be aware of your surroundings. And
Yeah.
if you see Pokemon on your phone from across the street, don't cross the street. Use a crosswalk.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the game itself, but it's also a way that people can get robbed because thieves are also using this game to rob people.
Oh yeah.
There's pedophiles using it to snag up little kids and shit.
Yeah. I do like that Pokemon Go did put that system and did integrate that system into their program to where if a pedophile is in the area, whether you're coming up to their house or whether their cell phone is in range, it'll send off a signal on the app and let you know that that person is in the area. I did like that. Yeah.
They got that on Pokemon Go now, huh?
Oh yeah, they put that in like 3 months after the program came out. They introduced this pedophile spotter. Anybody who's on the sex offender registry would come up. If you come across somebody's house who's on the sex offender registry, it would ping on your phone just like a Pokemon would.
Did it show up as like a red Pikachu or something?
I'm not sure what it comes up as. Well, thinking about this game, it's called Pokemon Go. I'm thinking of that ICP song, To Catch a Predator. So you're going to go catch a predator in a Pokeball?
About ICP, the Juggalos went to DC to protest the FBI's shit on listing them as a gang.
Yeah, I heard about that. They're also targeting racists. They're targeting these racial groups, which I think is really cool.
ICP has been around for a very long time. I have been a big fan of theirs for 20 years. 20 years.
I don't think ICP is a gang, but I will say some of these white nationalists got a lot of gang mentality.
Yeah.
The worst thing to ever have at one of their shows is Tila Tequila. She's at one of their shows and she did her set and stuff and they didn't like it. So they threw rocks and bottles at her and shit.
Dude, Tila's nuts, dude.
Yeah, she should have stuck to porn.
Or Wendy's salad bar.
No!
I missed the Wendy's salad bar, dude.
Just be glad it wasn't like a Sizzler or something, man. Nobody would eat at Sizzler again.
Or Arby's.
They need to
No!
the Wendy's salad bar.
Her pussy probably looks like a fucking roast beef sandwich. Yeah, that's what killed the monetization for this video. That statement right here. Roast beef pussy.
I love females, but man, some of these females, I mean, a lot of them are cool. There's a lot of smart, intelligent ones out there. But a lot of these females, their political ideology is just a little bit out there for me. I can't handle it.
I like them. I got no problem with them as long as they don't drop a deuce on the sub bar at Wendy's, man. I tell you what, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I've got no problem with women in general. It's these feminist groups and these fucking fascists. I don't even want to call them liberals because that's not fair to the liberal ideologists out there who are legitimate. I'll just call them fucking fascist nut jobs.
Well, still, there's
Who wanna
still
get
people on the right
offended
that
by
are
every
just
little
as
fucking
Fem
thing.
Nazis. Fem Nazis.
I mean, some of the people on the right are just as fascist than the people on the left, if not more so, bro.
Oh, I agree. I agree. That's why I said I don't want to say liberal because that's not fair to legitimate liberals out there. I mean, if you're a fascist, you're a fucking fascist. If you're a Nazi, you're a fucking Nazi. Yeah, there are right-wing Nazis out there, and there are liberal fascists out there, and there's probably liberal Nazis out there as well as freaking conservative fascists. Hey, I will not deny the reality that both exist on both sides of the spectrum.
You want to know how to piss off a feminist? Call her a cum catcher.
Call her cum catcher. Oh, I thought you said pick up a feminist, huh? I was like, no.
Oh, that might work. You can get her to chase you all the way back to your house.
Huh.
Can't guarantee you'll have a house at the end of the day, but... So far, Mr. Lizard. Mr. Lizard! The Mister! Would you care for a hamburger?
I used to collect those blue belly lizards and shit, man.
Who
Back
did?
in the day.
If that thing bit him on camera, I would fucking bust up laughing so fucking hard right now. Sorry, Cole. Love you to death, but if that thing bit you, I would laugh my ass off.
I had to lance my hematoma today because fucker, this little fucking dude.
He likes to bite you, huh?
Yeah,
He likes to taste the human blood.
he does. This is his humidifier.
I also want to bring it to the table here is a couple of channels that did this topic, and it goes back 37 years.
Huh.
And it's Polybus.
Jeez.
It's an arcade game that the CIA created to record gameplay of players that was hooked on this game. And I played it when I was 7 years old.
Okay.
And it was so popular back in the early 80s and shit that there's a line all the way around the block just to play this one game.
Okay.
What game was it?
Polybus.
Elitist. What's that about?
Polybus. It's a video game. And what it does, after you play it, already 3 players that died playing this game because it caused them to have seizures and shit.
Huh.
And it was a CIA created arcade game and shit.
Okay.
After 1 month, they took it. They yanked it.
Huh.
2 channels, all time conspiracy, and the stuff that I want you to know did this topic here and stuff. So I mean,
All right, well, let's go into it then. Let's talk about it.
well, it goes far back as 80, 81, 82, around that time period, because arcades were really getting popular. I mean, they got Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Pole Position, Centipede, you know, all the games.
Yeah. All the old Central Atari games.
Yeah, that went from arcade to console, and you had Burger Time, and but the one game that really caused a lot of controversy was Levis and headed out for good 1 to 3 months out, maybe even more during that time period in the early 80s and shit. And the game was very addicting and shit. And it was here now, then all of a sudden, after a while, it was gone. So what it does, it records game score of players that play this game that got addicted. And by the time you beat the game, you would see this light, like almost constant flash of light, and it caused the game player to have seizures. So far, back then, 3 have died.
Huh.
That's like the cartoon Pokemon. Pokemon.
Yeah, it was
They had an
Pokemon.
episode where, and it was a Porygon. It flashed red and blue colors. This was
And
about
caused
20
people
years
to
ago.
have
Back in
seizures, and they
Japan.
never aired the episode again, and even never
Yeah.
reintroduced Porygon
Yeah.
because it caught kind of a bad rap, even though Porygon wasn't an essential factor in the show.
That's how the game was. It would cause you to have seizures, but 3 gamers died under the age of 18.
Huh.
Epileptic seizures or what?
It'll due to the light that's constantly flashing. I mean, these are bright flashing lights, so bright that does something to your vision after you beat the game, and it causes these gamers, these players had no history of any seizure at all. All of a sudden, after playing this game for Levis, one or two gameplay, all of a sudden they died from seizures and shit. I mean, this went back 35, 37 years, and it's still controversial today.
Huh. I had never even heard of Believus until tonight.
But somebody did find the arcade itself. It was in a storage shed, hidden for 30 plus years, and they bought storage, and they took the game, restored it.
No shit.
No shit.
Did you see this in a documentary, or how did you figure out about it?
Yeah.
I knew for years. I mean, when it comes to games, I'm there. I mean, I'm a big gamer myself.
You jacked off to this
bullshit.
movie, didn't you?
What movie? No. Never seen it.
You never seen
What
Pixar?
console do you got? What console do you got, Grandmaster?
I have an Xbox One
Okay.
and a 360.
All right. I was gonna ask you to add me if you had a PS4.
I'm thinking about getting a PS4 maybe in November when Black Friday deals come around. But that's
I
only
bought my
if you
Xbox
can buy
One.
an emulator to actually play old PlayStation games on it.
I bought my Xbox One from Walmart for $200.
Well, I want to get an up-to-date console because I like playing some of the older games. I don't know what games are on any of the newer systems, but I liked playing the
PS4.
Castlevania games. I liked playing Devil May Cry. I want to get in on and start playing Friday the 13th because I got a lot of people at work who are friends of mine that are playing that, and I've always been a big Friday the 13th fan ever since I was a kid. So
There's a channel that talks about nothing but old and newer horror movies. And just recently, the guy was talking about Christine.
Huh.
And about Christine, Hot Wheels diecast with the White Wall tires. Holy shit, dude.
Nice.
Check out my old
And,
whip. I show you guys my old whip.
Sure.
Oh, you can see it.
Nice.
I redid the interior. Fucking.
Nice, man.
Well, you probably can't see it, but I got some alligator skins down here.
Nice.
Fucking put them on. We got some old ass hubs on there. I wish it was daytime. I like showing that thing off. It cost me $800 for that car.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I've
what
done
do we
some
want
work
to talk
for
about now?
What was the name of that game real quick? I'm going to look that up.
Polybus.
Polybus?
P-O-L-Y-B-U-S.
Polybus.
So,
All right.
Let me see here. It is. Let's see here. P-O-L-Y. Oh, Polybius. P-O-L-Y-B-I-U-S.
Okay. I'm probably going to watch a Netflix documentary, you guys. Fucking, there's this one called Vandalism. This dude drew a whole bunch of dicks all over these cars. I want to see what
So, like, you drew dicks all over our faces last week?
Yeah. I want to see what this is about. I'm going to head out and watch it. I want to check out that Polybus shit, too, though.
Go to the channel Ahoy. A-H-O-Y.
Okay.
It's titled Polybius, the video game that didn't exist.
Hmm.
And it's a also go to the Gaming Historian. The Gaming Historian. So.
All right. Well, shit, thanks for letting me get in on your guys' chat. And sorry if I was rude to you guys the last time, but I'm going to head out, boys.
Hey, I thought it was great. I was just sitting there like this. I'm like, this is great. Too bad they can't crawl through the screen. This would be a freaking bloodbath for the ages. McGregor.
I wouldn't say it was rude. I mean, you guys were kind of. I saw it more as a debate.
Yeah.
More of a debate.
It was good,
And
it came out and it ended on a positive note, which is what I hope for.
If we had a table of the month, I would say that one would be
It.
like it, because you in some word, I mean you're like just going like back and forth like I'm sitting there just like, man, this would be good on pay-per-view.
Well, I like Thomas. He's a cool cat, even though I don't see eye to eye with him. There's a lot of things I don't see eye to eye with both you two about, but I still like both of you. I love you like a brother from another mother. But that being said, I'm going to head out. Thanks for having me, guys.
Check it out. I got a visit from the Jehovah's Witness lady 2 days ago. And
Okay, this is going to be good.
It was a pretty good civil conversation, and there's things that she said, what kind of like I let it go, and there's things that I said, and she goes, well, I guess I hit a nerve.
Okay.
And then she goes, well, I'm going to pretend that.
I didn't hear that.
Well, in a way, yeah, but more like, I'm going to pretend that we agree to disagree.
Sorry about that. I got cut off. My mom called me. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
All right, I just want to tell you guys I gotta head out. I gotta call her back. But hey, I'll watch into this video to see what happened with that Jehovah Witness lady.
All right, cool.
All right.
All right, peace
Have a
out.
good one, bro.
Peace.
Take care. Okay, so carry on. What exactly did you guys talk about?
Different things, evolution, creatism and shit. And I go, look. I mean, I kind of threw in George Carlin.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, most of the time, like, there are people who believe there's a invisible man who's lives in the sky,
Yeah.
all powerful, all knowing, and wise, but just can't handle money. Religion brings in billions of dollars, pays none of the taxes, okay, but just can't handle money. I also said, if God was a woman, this guy would be on his all-powerful ass a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing
And
about theologies. It's just theology. People trying to understand what is probably about the simplest fucking thing in the world. I mean, people want to take things that seem subjective and go, oh, well, it means this. Well, why is it subjective? Okay, well, you have 50 miles of fucking untranslated text under Vatican City that could add a shit ton of clarification to an already admittedly incomplete book. Okay? So yeah, you're going to have varying interpretations and varying understandings. Okay? Now, where I disagree with the Jehovah's Witnesses is their idea that there is only physical, there is no such thing as spiritual. Now, even the Bible itself touches on the idea that there are both spirit and physical beings. You know, the Holy Ghost, for example, is a spiritual being. That when Christ appeared to his disciples after the crucifixion, they mistook him for a spirit. And to clarify the issue, he said, hey, you know, put your fingers in my side and in my hands. See that I'm flesh and bone. By the way, you got any food? You know, spirits don't eat. So,
but it was a really interesting conversation, and when I told her that religion brings in billions of dollars and pays none of the taxes, and I mean, I was even off like different religions plus the televangelists and shit.
Mhm.
Because if you look at Jimmy Swaggart, the guy is a total sexaholic. Okay, and religious Bill Clinton. And you look at Benny Hinn,
oh yeah.
Peter Popovich. And I mean, Joel Osteen, that cocksucker and shit, brings in billions of dollars, and I mean, they claim. All it is just claim. They claim they got. We're here for you. Yeah, you're here for their tax dollar, the money, you dumb shit. I mean.
Well, I mean, look at the
Jim
Trinity
Ba-
Broadcasting Network. Look how much trouble a lot of the adherents.
Jim Baker.
Yeah, what's her name with the pink hair? I forget her name. She got
Tammy Faye. Tammy
Tammy Faye. She got in a world of fucking trouble years ago. You know,
Yeah.
these people are about their fucking money. They don't give a God is a fucking product. And it's either a product to generate revenue or it's a form or it's used as a system of control. That's what these religious institutions are. Okay? If you want a real relationship with Jesus and all that shit, that's great. Okay? Pursue truth, but don't get caught up in the nonsense that God only cares about your money. He cares about what's in your fucking heart. I don't care
also
whether you believe in
mentioned-
Jesus Christ, Allah, Buddha,
True.
the flying spaghetti monster. I don't care what you believe in. It's all the same essential theology. Whatever you believe in cares about what's in your heart.
I also threw in the Ten Commandments.
Okay?
I asked her, why is there 10? Why not 5 or even 2? Okay.
Because 10's an important number, damn it.
Because if you think about it, of what George Carlin said, okay, thou shalt not steal. Okay. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not what else am I going to say?
Yeah, well,
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. I mean, it's why put these two same thing in the Ten Commandments, knowing that, okay,
yeah.
thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods, or thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife.
Here's how there should only be 3 commandments. You know, forget the 10 commandments, forget everything that was taught to you and everything post-Exodus. Here's what it comes down to. 3 simple fucking rules a guy should just have fucking sat down. In fact, let's make 4 just to make it even. Don't hurt me, your God. Don't hurt yourself and don't hurt other people. And number 4, if any of this is unclear to you, use common fucking sense.
And 5, keep thy religion to thyself.
Well, essentially, that's what Israel was doing for centuries until the Judeo-Christian system came along. And then Christ said, oh, well, let's share this with the rest of the world, which is fine. Sharing is one thing, but don't force it down into people's throat and go, hey, convert to what I believe in or die.
When I said that, then it goes, did Jesus keep that religion to itself?
No.
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 He was spreading the gospel.
Yeah. Most of the people he taught were Jews, and then the gospel was extended to be taught to the Gentiles after his ascension, when the revelation was passed down to, I believe it was Paul. But he said, preach the gospel to all the world. He didn't say, go on a fucking crusade to conquer the known world and force what you think I said down everybody's throat. And that's where I think a lot of these faiths went wrong. It's my way or the highway. You know, everybody's saying don't victimize the Muslims. Thing is, Catholicism and the Muslim faith are not all that dissimilar. They both stand on the idea of it's my way or the highway. You know, Catholicism just got over it faster because it proved that it wasn't exactly politically correct and didn't exactly cast them in a good image. That's the only reason they stopped doing what they were doing. But in retrospect, it's the same fucking thing.
There's a book called People versus Muhammad.
You know.
And it explains on throughout history on how Islam was like, how Muhammad was part of another religion, like either Christianity or Judaism, but he ended up having this falling out and created his own religion and shit.
Yeah, well, and essentially it's the same thing as Christianity. It has the same basic stories, same basic principles. The only difference is they regard Jesus as a prophet, not the Messiah. You know, they had a lot more in common with Judaism in that regard than modern-day Christianity in retrospect to that. Which I don't know why they hate the Jews so much, if that's even true. Because they share a lot of common ground as far as that whole thing is concerned. And they're not all that dissimilar.
No.
You know,
But the talk was very interesting. We've talked about different issues. And, uh, she doesn't believe in evolution.
most
So
people don't.
I I have to explain to her. I go, look, what's disease? Well, what's bacteria? They evolve. And I said, we wouldn't be. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the carbon atoms. Huh?
Yeah.
Maybe we wouldn't be. Maybe we shouldn't be burning all this coal.
Well, there's a lot of variables in play. You know, maybe the world's not as old as we initially believed. And I saw a video. I would like to bring this up, you know, because this is very interesting for a lot of people. It was arguing. It was from a Christian standpoint. It was arguing that it wasn't arguing the idea that dinosaurs didn't exist. It actually argued the fact that they did exist, but actually were wiped out in the Great Flood of Noah in Genesis 4,000 something years ago. And to support this idea is the way that the fossils were positioned as if they were trying to reach up and struggle for air, like they were underwater or something. And you know, the way the dirt and everything covered them is reminiscent to that of a flood. And also, you know, the time variable, if these animals had died off 60 million years ago, we wouldn't have mummified species that even have their organs preserved, as well as the food that they had ingested prior to their extermination, which would have decayed after about 10,000 years, even in a mummified state. So that I did find that to be a very interesting point.
They did find a fully intact baby woolly mammoth in ice.
Yeah.
In ice.
Yeah, well, mammoths weren't part of the Jurassic era as far as I'm to understand. I mean, they're around the same time that human beings were around. In fact, they found all those mammoth bones in Southern California down in Hemet, where I used to live, the Dominican Lake. When they were blasting, that's where they found all those mammoth bones. I got to go and see some of those things. Those things are fucking huge.
My friend asked me, could you imagine if they cloned that mammoth?
Yeah.
But the thing is, I wouldn't do it. I mean.
No, don't.
If you
don't want to reenact Jurassic Park.
I mean, if you watch the Jurassic Park, it shows that man is fucking with Mother Nature.
Yeah, and see, that's where I think, you know, maybe we should draw the line, you know, stop trying to be God and look at what we are and try to just grow ourselves instead of growing technology, because at which point, what if we are the byproduct of God doing the same thing that we're doing now? And what if God was once in the same position as us, trying to figure out, you know, trying to be a supreme being and created us, and then we replaced him, and essentially the cycle repeats itself over and over and over again. God creates man, man becomes God, and the process repeats itself.
I mean, don't get me wrong, but Jurassic Park, I mean, it's a good movie. I liked it.
Yeah.
I've seen all three.
Oh.
I mean, very interesting, good movies. But the thing is, if something was dead for millions of years, then all of a sudden, years later, you found a fully intact baby woolly mammoth in ice.
Yeah.
I would say don't do anything. Don't clone it. Don't figure out the lie thinking that you can control this thing.
No.
Because you can't. Because this mammoth might grow, but this thing is going to be freaking massive.
Yep.
Okay? It would tower a modern elephant like
By 3.
a fucking skyscraper shit. By 3. And there'll be no way to control it because it has its instincts.
Yep.
And you'll be screwing yourself because
Yeah, you'll be creating these animals and releasing these animals into a world that they have no idea what century they're in, and they're just completely out of their element. Centuries ago, these animals were the dominant creatures on the planet. Now human beings are. Okay, it's a totally different world. It's not their world anymore. These animals have their time. Maybe, and as far as evolution goes, maybe there is evolutionary links. Maybe there isn't. Maybe it's just individual organisms just happening to exist and happen to have similar characteristics. That's entirely possible.
What if, okay, this is a good question here. What if we find a fully intact caveman from the Ice Age? Intact, and then all of a sudden, let's see if we could clone this son of a bitch and see if we could try to, pull a insane man. Ain't going to work, never happened, quit, and with nature.
Yeah. What are anthems?
And the guys.
Yeah, I know anthems. Each cave had their own anthem. Well, what was your cave's anthem? May they all go to hell except for cave 76.
I see it like this. When my time comes, I'm going to be buried face down. And if there's anybody who don't like me, can kiss my ass.
I'm sorry, I'm going to be the guy who's going to have a closed casket funeral, and at the end of the service, I'm going to have it requested in my will that the organist play Pop Goes the Weasel over and over again until everybody's watching my coffin in horrid anticipation. I'm sorry, but I'm just a vindictive asshole like that.
I agree, man. I agree, Dan. I agree. Let's see here.
There's a lot to this world and even religious ideology that we don't understand, and I think a lot of those answers could possibly be found in the Vatican. But I'm going to go ahead and call it a night because I think we just lost Grandmaster Evan. So I'm going to go ahead and call it a night, guys. On behalf of King Cole, thank you for coming by, buddy. Grandmaster Evan, Tommy Bird. This is Tin Man with the Resistance. If you're watching this, you are the Resistance.